like you're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
This is the most narrow range we've ever seen in stocks. If you take the top 10 mega caps on the S&P 500, they account for 95% of the returns year to date. If you take the top 5 names, it's 75% of the returns on the S&P year to date.
That's right. We all know who they are. Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Those are the big ones, followed up by Google and Amazon. But really, it's Microsoft, Meta, and Apple. Those three have been carrying this entire market. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Well, they hit their goal. Remember I told you, I've been saying this for over 2 weeks. The Qs are going to keep going up until they hit 334. We hit 335 today. But there's a problem. If you take a look at the chart, and I'll put my chart up for those who are following me on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. If you take a look at the chart, there's no energy behind this rally. I'll show you what I mean. If you go back and you take at the volume right here on this rally, and take the volume on the present rally, now I'll put this in for you so you can see it right here. So if you take this rally right here, look at the volume we had on that rally right there. Now let's compare that to the rally we're doing today. What are you, nuts? Okay, remember, we've been going sideways for quite a while. We just broke out. And when we broke out the other day, we went from around, let me just give you a number here so you know. We went sideways for, let's see, from March 31st to May 5th. Nowhere with the Qs. Why? Because there's no big institutional money. They're not coming. Hedge funds aren't buying. The big banks aren't buying. The big insurance companies, mutual funds, they're not buying any of this garbage. But only it started to rally, okay, on May 8th. And we went from 321 to where we are today, 335. It was fine to be in the Qs, and we were in the Q. My gang members were in the Qs. We're always in the Qs. We're always in the S&P. We're never out of them because we know how to sell short as well as go long. But I told my members today, sell into this. We've had some nice profits into the Qs. I said, sell into it, take some profits, don't get out totally. Let's see what happens tomorrow because of the volume. The volume is just too light when you compare it to the rally that we had, again, on March 13th to March 31st. And that rally, boom, stopped. And then that's when we went sideways from March 31st, as I said, to May 5th. And then, of course, the plunger team came in and started to push this market right, push the Qs right back up. All artificial. If tomorrow the NASDAQ or the Qs open up lower, let's say they open up around 330, that will give you a head and shoulders pattern. That's telling you that a sell-off is coming. So that's why I told my members to, we got some beautiful profits, take profits into this rally of the Qs, and then keep a few shares on, and let's see what happens tomorrow if we're going to get a sell signal. See, people don't understand what's going on. That the institutions, they're not participating. When you don't have the institutions participating, when you don't have the banks and the big hedge funds participating, you're screwed. They're the ones that drive the market. And there's only 3 stocks that have been driving that whole rally that I just showed you. And I'll show you. Here they are again, right? Microsoft. Look at Microsoft. It looks exactly the same pattern. Look at this. The same pattern as the Qs. Isn't that amazing? The same pattern. See it right here. Same pattern as the Qs. Now let's take a look at Meta. Same pattern again. Here, I'll show you. Same exact pattern again. Here you go. There's your rally right there. Then we went sideways for a while right in here. And then we had a gap up. Do you see what's going on here? They're driving the market. That's it. Microsoft, Meta. Now watch Apple. I mean, this is ridiculous. So now you put up Apple. Same pattern again. Same pattern again. So those 3 stocks are the show. Everybody's in those stocks. You know what's going to happen when they turn around? And they will. You're going to see the Qs turn around, and it's going to break right back down through that 334. And when it breaks down through that 334, in fact, I'll give you a number. It's called the breakout point failure. 334 was their target. Okay? Now we got to wait. If it breaks back down through that 334, and if it breaks 325, you'll see this market drop like a flying monkey. So keep your eyes on it if you're in it. If you're in it, I would suggest take profits. You don't have to get out totally, but take profits. It's just unbelievable. The Dow's down again today. The only thing that's running, really, is the Qs, the NASDAQ. That's what's running. Because they're trying to force that up. They're trying to force short covering. Because remember, for a year, the Qs have gone nowhere, just sideways. The spiders, the S&P's gone nowhere but sideways. Showed that to you yesterday. The banks gone nowhere but sideways. So they're trying to do whatever they can to artificially push the Qs up because they know everybody's going to buy the same stocks. Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Google, and Amazon. If you look at Google and Amazon, they're trailing behind those three stocks. So the people who are buying buying Meta, Apple, and Microsoft, they saw Google and Amazon in their rearview mirror. They say, hey, let's go grab those. That's all that is. You can't have a market. This market doesn't work when you've got such terrible debt and deficits. People have no idea what debt and deficits bring. Just total chaos. You can't grow. That's the problem. Deficits, remember, when you have a deficit, everything stops. The consequences are terrible. Everything slows down. You have manufacturing. We went over the manufacturing numbers yesterday. They're horrible. Horrible, the manufacturing numbers. We've never seen them so bad. There's no orders. There's very, very few orders. And so manufacturing is at a 14-year low. Construction, look what's going on with Caterpillar. Just look at Caterpillar stock. Construction, down. Payrolls, down. This month, or April, remember, we had 10 million jobs that were open, gone. Gone. They're not available anymore. People aren't hiring. Inflation, still going up. And they're lying to us about inflation. Inflation's not 4.9%. Inflation's more like 12 to 14%, but they're not going to tell you the truth. So, what are they doing? They're saying, well, we're going to fix the banks. Here we go again, going to fix the banks. How many times have we heard that? We're going to fix the banks. God, we've heard that 1929, they're going to fix the banks. Remember that? 1929, they're going to fix the banks. Remember, that's when they brought in the Glass-Steagall Act. And that was smart. That's what they should be doing now. If you really want to stop this nonsense and stop the taxpayers paying out doing these bailouts, we'll talk more about that when we get back. Join my gang. Free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. I mean, you know, it's amazing. They'll say anything, the fake business network. They won't tell you the truth about the economy. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing. We know that they're going to keep pushing the Qs as high as they can. And here's why, because we've been going sideways for a year. They know, the bankster gangsters and Wall Street knows that they got to get the big institutions coming in and buying. Because for 1 year, they haven't been buying. The big hedge funds, the big insurance companies, the big pension funds, the big 401k funds, the mutual funds rather, they're not buying. Because think about it. these companies, first of all, are so over-levered, it's unbelievable, and that they don't want to pay. I said this all week. Why would they pay, let's say a stock's at $20, I mean, $200. Why would they pay $200 to get $1 of earnings when they know that stock is not worth $200? It's worth about $85. Well, how did it get to $200? Because of zero interest rates for 13 years. If companies can borrow money, 0 plus 1%, or 0, say they go 0 plus prime, so 0 plus 1 or 2, even 3, they leveraged themselves. They borrowed and borrowed and borrowed, kept buying their own shares to push their stock price up so the CEO would get wealthy, the biggest shareholder gets wealthy, and the employee gets screwed, the company gets screwed, the economy gets screwed, and Main Street gets screwed. So they're not going to pay these prices. They were willing to pay if they bought a stock. If you go back to, 2008 to 2012, or even go from 2008 all the way up to November of 2021, they never cared what a stock was worth as long as they knew they had QE. And let's say they'd buy a stock at $200 knowing it was only worth $85 because they knew that somebody else would come behind them and buy that stock from them as long as they could go and borrow money near zero interest rate or 1%, 2%. So it didn't matter. When you were speculating, it didn't matter because there'd always be somebody behind you. Oh, everybody was getting rich. I mean, it was like unbelievable. It was like the rich train. The rich train. In fact, the other day, there was an article in Sarasota talking about how these homes that are from, let's say, $1.5 million to $3 million, no mortgages, all cash. And it's all coming from what they made in the stock market between 2008, 2009 to 2021. Tremendous amount of wealth was created with stocks. You'll never see that again. But that's what happened. Now you're going to see it go the other way, the opposite way, go straight down. But the wealth, and again, the companies, remember, that caused that wealth because they would over-leverage themselves. And when I hear this cut right here, I heard this cut today.
Yeah, this is an economy where we have an underlevered U.S. consumer. We have an underlevered U.S. corporate stance.
What's this guy drinking? Underlevered? That's insane. We have the highest corporate debt, the highest household debt ever. And they're so levered right now. Let's take the corporations. They're so levered right now, they can't pay their loans back. They don't have enough cash to pay their loans back. So you borrow more. So now they're borrowing more. That's what happens when you get over-levered. Keeping interest rates too low for too long has killed this economy because Wall Street got greedy. Nobody said, shouldn't we stop at some point? I mean, can you imagine all these big boardrooms and these banks with their boardrooms and all these guys that graduated from Harvard and Wharton? Didn't anybody say at a board meeting or at the Federal Reserve or a meeting the president's having, hey, you want to come out and say, wait a minute, we may have a problem here. The only reason why the stocks have been going up from 2009 to 2021 is because the companies are buying their own stock. They're buying their own stock. And the more they buy their outstanding shares, let's say a company has 1 million, 2 million. 1 million doesn't trade. But they put 1 million out there for everybody to trade. And what they do is they would take money that was nearly free and they would go and buy their own shares. So when they bought 1 million shares, now it would go down to 900, then 800,000, then 700. And every time they reduced the shares, earnings would go up without earnings. Earnings pushed up the price of the stock. But there was really no profits. There was really no earnings. It was the fact that if you had 1 million shares outstanding and you could get money close to 0 or even 1 or 2%, of course, if you're the CEO and you got tremendous amount of options, you're going to become incredibly wealthy, because with your options tied in, you're going to definitely borrow as much money as you can, because you're the CEO. You're not going to go on a note. You're going to borrow as much money as you can for the company. Stock goes up. CEO gets wealthy, exercises options, and nobody was looking out for the company, and nobody was looking out for the country. Didn't somebody ever say that? And say, this has got to stop. They should have said that in 2015. And they should have said that when all of a sudden Yellen lied to us and said, oh, we have inflation, but it's transitory. She lied right there. When she said, I forgot when that was. I'll get the date, but that was early on. I think she said that back in 2000 and I think it was 2015 or 2021. We'll get the date. But remember, she said, oh, don't worry about it. It's transitory. She lied. And then they let it keep on going. Everybody was getting too rich, too greedy. Now, who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay? Talk about that when we get back. And how do you make money on that? That's the key.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, today, they made sure that the NASDAQ broke above, or the Qs, let's just do the Qs, and you can check that out if you want, and just Q's the symbol. So they hit their target. The problem is volume. Now, if they're going to really try to keep this breakout, they got to get those institutions come in. So you need to see it's got to hold here now. It's got to hold this area of 334 for at least a week and a half. At least a week and a half. So I wouldn't be buying the Qs right now. I'd be taking profits. That's what I told my gang member. Let's take profits. So if you, just to say, for example, if you got in, even got in late, let's say you got in at 305, and today is 336. That's probably a gain of, what is that, Willie? Nice 10% gain. Take most of that 10%. You always can get back in, or just leave a couple shares on. That's all. So if you got 500 shares on, 1,000 shares, leave a couple shares on, take the rest and put it in your pocket, because you'd be crazy not to. See, this banking crisis is not over. It's not over. Everyone thinks it is. No, it's not, because they never fixed it. They never fixed it. That's the problem. And by the way, also, if you followed me in the small regional banks, and my members did, one of our KRE, which is the ETF, we started to buy those. That was up about 8-9%. And we only started to buy those, when was that, Willie? On the 11th. And one of our banks is I think CMA. And we're up about I think about 18% in that. And all it is short covering. It's not going to last, but it was a very nice swing trade, and that's what you got to look for. So the banks, even though they're trying to push the NASDAQ up right now, and they're short covering in the banks right now, we never fixed what happened. And in November 2021, it was over. The big guys walked out. Now, sold their stock, and that's why we went down 38%. So what's going to convince them to come back in? Nothing's changed. All the things that took place where our stock market went down 38% on November 2021 and has yet to recover. Think about that. Here we are, 2023, and all they recovered was like 15, 20% because you don't have those big buyers. And why? Well, a couple of things bother them. One, they're not going to buy overpriced stocks because of what we talked about a moment ago. All these companies were levering themselves up, and they know a lot of these companies are going to go down, and they're not there to buy their own stock back, so the stock's not going to go up. So big institutions, they're not smart money. They're not tourists, okay? And things aren't getting better. And I hate it when I hear, oh, things are good, we're in for a soft landing. Well, think about this. If things were so good, how come the new mortgage originations are now at their lowest level since 2014? Remember what happened in 2020, 2022? We had 14 million refis in 7 quarters. 7 quarters. And then it stopped. They took out an average of, let's say, $82,000 or whatever. But they took most of the equity out of their homes. They have no more equity in their homes. So more than 1/3 of all the outstanding mortgages were refinanced. That makes no sense. Who would refinance today at 6% for 30 years? What are you, nuts? Nobody's going to refinance today. So the refinancing's behind us. And if it's behind us, where's the money going to come from to move the market? Remember when that dope Baby Bush said, go spend, refinance your house, spend, this is America, remember? And everybody listened to him and they all got jammed up. Well, that's what people have been doing. They started to go in 2020 to 2021 where you could get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at less than 3%, and they pulled all their mortgage money out. There's nothing left to pull out anymore. And that's why, think about it, you went from 14 million refis over 7 quarters to today, we're almost at a historic low of refis. So, the biggest problem we got, they're all talking about, well, we're going to fix these banks now. We're going to have new rules and regulations. Oh, come on. How many times I've been in this business, 53, 55 years? I've heard that garbage. Think of what happened. The 1929 crash, right, was the result of banks taking the deposits of their depositors and using them to speculate. But also, remember this, banks, under one roof, they were a one-stop shop. Banks were brokerage houses, banks were insurance companies, all under one roof. So the amount of money they were taking from their insurance company division, from their securities division, from their savings banks, they took all that money and speculated. Didn't work out. Market crashed, 1929. So they said, we got to fix this. They put in what they call the Glass-Steagall Act. And for the life of me, I don't understand why they're not putting the Glass-Steagall Act back. Now, it was a great act, and we have to do it today. We need to do it today. It disincentivized the unsavory bankers from doing speculative investments because under the Glass-Steagall Act, banksters were limited to earning just 10% of their total income from speculative investments. What a clever idea that was. It disincentivized the bankster crooks. The bankster gangsters were disincentivized. For 56 years, we kept the unsavory banksters away. We kept them in check. They were disincentivized. That's all they had to do. Until what happened? 1993. Bill Clinton gets elected. He brings with him to the Oval Office some of the, and remember, Who got him into the Oval Office? The Wall Street bankster gangsters. They funded his campaign. They said, we'll get you into the Oval Office, one caveat. We got to get rid of Glass-Steagall. And guess who he brought with him? Two of the biggest crooks on Wall Street, Robert Rubin and Larry Summers. He made him both his Treasury Secretary and Deputy Treasury Secretary. Two of the biggest gangsters on Wall Street. And you're suffering today from what they did. And they repealed. Think about this. 56 years of tranquility. Not a hiccup in the banking space. These two gangsters repealed it in 1999. In fact, I'll tell you something. At the end, Bill Clinton knew how bad it was, and he started to change his mind. And of course, he couldn't because they had too much dirt on him. And so he had to go through. But he knew what a disaster it was going to be for our country. So after that, Bill Clinton signed a bill that gave the big universal banks the power, all the power back, to originate risky loans called what? Subprime loans. Back for more and give you some stocks too.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Steve. Join our gang for 10 days. It's free. You at least learn how the market works. You're going to learn how to sell short. You're going to learn how to read the bond market. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it. And I'm not proud of this. I never even finished high school, and I can do it. It's not hard. It's easy. And I'm dyslexic. It's easy. Once you understand the bond market and you correlate the bond market with stocks, you understand relative strength, relative weakness, and you know how to sell short. At the end of every year, there's no reason why you can't have a better return than any 401k. But the one thing you got to do is sell short. 80% of the people that buy stocks lose money because they follow these people on the fake business networks. They don't sell short. They're always looking for the hot stock, and they're always looking for the hot broker. Doesn't work that way. Now, if you were with us this week and last week, remember, we did terrific. Before anybody else, we started to buy because we knew there was going to be a short covering in all the regional banks. They got pounded so bad, we know they're going to go and start buying them. So we got in just a little bit before that happened, and our ETF, which is a basket of these banks, regional banks, went up 18%. The individual banks went up anywhere from 5% to 10%. You'd have been with us on that. Another investment you would have been in with us is we've been buying the Qs, because we knew they were going to drive the Qs up, because they had to. They had no choice. They had to get those Qs to go back up and try to, because remember, they've been going sideways for a year, called the 50% rule. So if you take from the top to the bottom, they only went up halfway, and for a year they couldn't go any higher because there's too many sellers above them. So they had to break through. They had to artificially rig the market to push those tech stocks up to around the Qs up to around 334. They did. We knew that was going to happen, but we also knew, as we were buying the Qs and making money on that, we were also making money shorting our gold mining stocks. As I told my members, as the Qs were going to go up, watch, the mining stocks are going to go down. I want to get back to this. And again, we can help you. Believe me, we can help you if you just join the gang for free. And at the end of the 10 days, if you don't want to stay with us, that's fine. So I want to get back to why this market is going to go back down. We're going to break through those October lows. The big thing is nothing's changed since all those things that caused the market to drop 38% November 2020. We haven't gotten rid of any of those. They're still with us, and they're getting worse. I gave you the manufacturing numbers yesterday. Horrible, horrible. We never had such bad manufacturing numbers. But we never fixed the banking problem. It's the taxpayer that bails out these banks. It should never happen. Glass-Steagall for 56 years, we had no problem. But remember what Clinton did? He had no choice. He needed money to get elected. He was from Arkansas. So the boys went to him, said, hey, we're big bundlers on Wall Street. Larry Summers, Rubin, hey, we'll take care of you, but you got to get rid of, we'll get you in, but you got to get rid of that darn Glass-Steagall Act. So once again, we can originate risky loans and package them into securities and sell them to pension funds. Isn't that nice of those guys, send them to pension funds? That's called subprime lending, remember? Subprime loans, that's what they did. But they had to get rid of the Glass-Steagall Act. If the Glass-Steagall Act remained, that would have never happened. You would have never lost $8 million in equity in your 10 million homes would have never been foreclosed on. You would have never lost equity of $8 million in your home and stocks. These guys were responsible. And you see them come on as guests on CNBC. They're their guests. And here comes Larry Summers, Deputy Treasurer for Bill Clinton. He should be in jail. So, 56 years later, bang, Bill Clinton elected, bang, they get rid of it. Once again, the risky loans can start. And you know the story behind all that. So bankster gangsters with this universal banking power, once again, they can promote another easy money and credit boom that led to the big busts. Now remember, both times, the Great Depression, the Great Recession, 2007, 2009, both times, Congress arranged the bailouts for these banks. And who pays? You and I. It's always at the expense of us, the taxpayer, Main Street. 2007, 2009, who paid for that bailout? You and I. $13 trillion. Who's paying for this bailout? You and I. But they lied to us. Oh, you're not going to pay a penny. Really? Give me a break. They're taking the equivalent of 3% or 3 cents out of every tax dollar, our tax dollar, to fund the bailout. So, wouldn't it be beautiful if they went back in with the Glass-Steagall Act and finally, once and for all, we didn't have to worry about these banks. Once and for all, these banks would be safe. They'd be safe. But they won't do that. They're not going to do that. Our Congress aren't going to do that. They're all bought. They're not going to do that. Who's? I shouldn't say all of them. We have some good people. Look, the stock market, again, don't be afraid of it. It's the one place you can go to, and with a click of a mouse, you can be making money. With a click of a mouse, if you made a bad decision, you can be back out. With a click of a mouse, when the market's going down, you're making money. Think about that. The market's going down, you're making money. So you got to, if they're not going to put, they're saying we're going to renew the banking. No, they're not. Remember Dodd, Senator Dodd and Frank? They tried to get him to go back to the Glass-Steagall Act. Dodd. Remember, it was Senator Dodd and Congressman Frank, right? Representative Frank, those two gangsters. That was an opportune time to put Glass-Steagall Act back, and we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't be where we are today with all those banks collapsing. And listen to this. They're telling us how great the market is. Where's that cut?
The positive catalyst and positive stories for this market, why this thing can go higher over the next 6 to 12 months, are really underappreciated right now.
Underappreciated, really? And the other one that we had.
A strong U.S. consumer can fix a lot of problems in the economy, and we have that particular scenario manifesting itself right now. You can see it in the data. Okay. Consumers are strong, and they're going to continue to stay that way.
The data says just the opposite.
April leading economic indicators, and remember, leading economic indicators, down 0.6%.
Oh, wait a minute. What happened? What happened to this guy?
A strong U.S. consumer can fix a lot of problems in the economy, and we have that particular scenario manifesting itself right now. You can.
God, he sounds like what's his name? Shifty Schiff, doesn't he? But wait a minute, this guy's saying the opposite.
April leading economic indicators, and remember, leading economic indicators, down 0.6%. That is the 13th consecutive negative month in a row.
So who's lying? Who's lying? If you join our gang and you learn how to short stocks, doesn't matter who's lying. Know how to buy stocks, doesn't matter who's lying, because you're going to be following the money with us. Go to philsgang.com. Click where it says get started. 10 days free. What a difference it will make. Believe me, we're here to assist you. Okay?
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.